Malcolm, you got it, take. From me.
That's how you do it.
Learn from me.
That was him pounding the table. I just want that known. Good evening. I'm going to call the public hearing to order. And I have a statement to be, that I read out at the beginning of each public hearing. The council meeting is being convened in order to hold public hearings on land use matters. The public and anyone who believes their interest in property is affected by the agenda items may speak or present written submissions. Everyone will be given a reasonable opportunity to be heard. No one should feel discouraged from making their views known. Those of you who wish to speak or have registered with the city clerk should, after being recognized by the chair, begin by clearly stating your name and your address. If you have also provided a written submission, please make this known at the beginning of your presentation. All written submissions will be retained by the city clerk and form part of the record of the hearing. Each speaker may address the hearing a maximum of twice. The length of your first presentation will be limited to a maximum of 10 minutes. Your comments must be relevant and not obstruct the hearing. Any additional presentation, which must be on new information, will be limited to 3 minutes. Members of council may ask questions of you following your presentation, but the function of council members during a public hearing is to listen to the views of the public, not to debate the merits of matters with citizens. Any debate by members of council will occur at the subsequent vote. The order of proceedings for each item will normally be as follows. Firstly, the city clerk will briefly describe the matter under consideration. Then the applicant or their agent will be invited to make a brief presentation. The city clerk will then identify any written submissions. Oral submissions from the public will be heard, and further written submissions, if any, will be received. And finally, the hearing is closed and the matters may be considered. Please note that delegations must present in a respectful manner without interference or comment from the audience. City Council is committed to ensuring a safe and respectful environment and supports the right of the community to bring comments forward. Please observe these rules, and if you have any concerns with the manner in which the hearing is conducted, direct your comments to the chair. So, Madam Clerk, first item.
Thank you, Your Worship. The first item is Richmond Zoning Amendment Bylaw 10475. This is for the location of 10111 and 10113 Number 5 Road. The applicant is Aftar Bular, and the purpose is to rezone the subject property from single detached RS1E to arterial road compact 2-unit dwellings RSCD in order to create 3 duplex lots with access via the rear lane. First reading was on September 11th, 2023.
All right, is the applicant here tonight? Did you wish to make a presentation or just await questions?
No, we don't have the application, presentation, but we're open for any questions.
Okey doke. All right, any written submissions?
None, Your Worship.
Okay, is there anybody here who wishes to discuss this matter on the agenda? I think, did you want to speak to us on this item? No?
Next one. Move second, third.
Okay, move second and third, moved and seconded. Councillor Day.
Much, Mayor Brody. I just had a question of staff. I understand these are 3 lots where there is now a duplex. And will the front back duplexes be stratified? Like, will it be able to buy just the back one?
To staff.
Just waiting there. Through your worship to Councillor Day, it is my understanding that they would be stratified, but the applicant is here. They would be best able to confirm that for you.
All right.
They're not. Okay, then I also had a couple of other questions. The neighbors to the north are here, and they're concerned about the setback and whether the hedges will be cut down.
Do we know that?
Yeah, through your worship to Councillor Day, the intention is to maintain the hedge along the north property line. They would only trim it in order to construct the new building. Any setbacks are consistent with what you would typically see in a single family zone.
Which I believe is 4 feet.
Correct.
Okay, and then my last question, the other concern that they had was apparently concurrently, there is some speeding on the lane in behind, and that's quite disruptive to the neighbors. And they're also wondering about parking enforcement, given that there's going to be a garage and then a parking spot. There will be no lane parking, is that correct?
Through your worship to Councillor Day, that is correct. There would be no parking in the lane.
Okay, and if there's complaints by the neighbors, they can call bylaws regarding speeding.
Through your worship to Councillor Day, yeah, we'd be happy to also speak with our transportation, Director of Transportation to see what can be done.
Will there be any traffic calming on that laneway?
Through your worship to Councillor Day, I am not aware right now as to whether or not there are any speed bumps or anything occurring in that lane, but as I mentioned, I will bring this to the attention of our Director of Transportation for further follow-up.
Fantastic, thank you very much.
Call the question then. All those in favor? Any opposed? That is carried. Go ahead, number two.
Next item is item 2, Richmond zoning amendment bylaw 10485. This is for the location of 9371 Dolphin Avenue. The applicant is Gurjeet Pooney, and the purpose is to rezone the subject property from single detached RS1B to single detached RS2K to permit the property to be subdivided to create 2 single-family lots with access from Dolphin Avenue. First reading was on September 25th, 2023.
Is the applicant here tonight? Did you wish to make a presentation or just await questions? Okay, any written submissions?
None, your worship.
All right, anybody wanting to speak to us on this item on the agenda?
Move second, third.
Moved and seconded, discussion, all those in favor, opposed?
Question.
I'm sorry, what? Councillor Wolf, you have a question.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. I will just, it's the same questions I've asked a few times, just to get a follow-up on it. Has this applicant made contact with the neighbor whose tree is written in the report as potentially being removed if they don't put a setback to their Lot 2 building? Have they made contact with the neighbor yet?
Can staff comment on that?
Yes, through your worship to Councillor Wolf, the lodgepole pine that is located on the adjacent property, which was assessed in poor condition and is recommended for removal by both the applicant and city staff. The applicant has managed to contact the neighbor, and the neighbor has approved the removal of the tree.
Okay, we'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That's carried.
Opposed?
Carried with Councillor Wolf, who we don't see, is opposed. The next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 3, Richmond zoning amendment bylaw 10491 for the location of 7560 Ash Street. The applicant is Lund Designs Limited, and the purpose is to rezone the subject property from single detached RS1F to single detached RS2E to allow the property to be subdivided into 2 single-family lots with 1 lot fronting Ash Street and 1 lot fronting Armstrong Street. First reading was on September 25th.
All right, is the applicant here tonight?
Yes, sir.
Did you wish to make a presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please come forward. So please introduce yourself.
Good evening, Mayor and Councillors. My name is Daniel Lung from Lung Designs. I'm the applicant of this rezoning application. Today I'm here to request to make the change of the east lot from RS2E to ZS14. The reason is that I
Well, just a minute.
sorry.
Hold it right there. Staff, comment on that, please.
Through your worship.
Just a minute. Go ahead.
Through your worship, there is no ability to change the rezoning application at this time. I would recommend that the entire application be referred back to staff.
Do you wish to make a change?
Yes.
If so, then we've got to refer it back and we've got to go through the process and speak to our staff.
Well, I believe that the reason is that because appears something has been missed in the processing of the application. Because the communication with the planner, we have sent email to request to change the zoning from RS2E to ZS14 back to February, back to March, and confirm on June. And after that, we have not received any notification or received any instruction that ZS14 is not permitted.
Sir, you went to planning committee, you went to council, didn't you see it there?
No, nobody mentioned that to us.
Well, there was no change made, right?
Supposedly, because back to February, I have sent email to the planner to request change. All the emails are here. And what I said here, if you allow me to read this out. Okay. February 24, I said to the planner, we are planning to change the proposed zoning from RS to E to EZS 14, single detached. And back to March 16th, email from the planner. She said, I reviewed with my supervisor, and we are not willing to consider rezoning the entire property to EZS 14 to stay consistent with the other development on the block. Proposed east lot, which is the one I just mentioned, frontage on Ashridge to be rezoned to RS to E, but proposed lot 2, which is the back one, can be rezoned to EZS 14. So which means based on here, we are allowed to rezone the east lot to EZS 14. And the third email I sent to her, back to June 29th, the confirmation from me to her, I said, confirmation of the zoning as per your email dated March 16, proposed west lot fronting onto Ashridge should be rezoned to RS to E. Proposed east lot onto Armstrong Street can be rezoned to EZS 14. So to me, I have already clearly indicated that we are planning to change the zoning from RS to E to EZS 14 before the committee meeting, the planning committee meeting.
Well, okay, whatever has happened here, there's been a lack of effective communication and a lack of follow-up. And I'm not here to say who did any of those, but I'm telling you, we cannot, at the public hearing, after approval by planning committee and city council, we cannot make the change, any change of the order that you asked for. So if that's what you're asking for, in fact, I'd take it that that is what you're asking for, then it has to be referred back to staff. You have to meet with staff, and you have to go through the process.
Okay. That's the only way we can do, right, sir?
Sorry?
That's the only way we can do, right? The process, the only process.
Sorry.
That's the only way we can do.
Yes.
I see.
If you want a change of that magnitude, a different zone, you have to speak to staff to go through the process once again. All right?
Okay,
So I'm going to let you, if that's what you want, I'm going to let you go.
sir, agreed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Councilor.
All right, may I have a motion to refer that back to staff?
What they did.
Yes, they want to make the change.
You want to make the change?
Yes, that's what they said.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Councillor Day, is it on the referral back? It's on the merits of referral.
When this gets referred back, which I'm sure it will, is there a way to streamline the process, given that all the work has already been done? It is just a slight change in zoning? Or do you have to literally do, I mean, all the work has been done?
Well, apparently the work hasn't been done, but what kind of timeline do you think?
Through your worship to Councillor Day, referral back to staff does mean that this has to go through staff review. It would also have to go back through planning committee. The existing zoning bylaw needs to be rescinded. We're effectively back to square one. We are able to rely on the work that's being done in terms of site servicing, but in terms of process, this is months of delay.
Well, the process is the process, but at least we know we can use the same reports and all that. Okay.
All right, I'll call the question on the referral back. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is carried. And thank you.
Move adjournment.
We are now adjourned.